Hi everyone, welcome to King's Angel Broadcasting. Today is day number 26 of our sailing adventure, which began on the 2nd of June 2023. Today is 27th of June 2023 and we are still crossing the Bay of Biscay. We left Falmouth on the 20th of June and today is 27th of June and we have approximately 40 more hours of sailing until we reach the Corona. At the moment we're enjoying a lovely broad reach and a slight sea state. Last 2 days have been really good. I've experienced the best sailing I've ever done in my life when the tide is on the lee bow and the wind is force 4 and we were making 4 knots, 4.5 knots, and it was just so lovely and easy and pleasant. It's my favorite type of sailing when it's very easy and very pleasant. And we were gliding on the sea yesterday. Today the wind is a bit weaker, so we're doing about 3.5 knots, but I'm very happy with this performance so far. I don't like to overpower the boat and do 6 knots at a big cost, and also the winds here are variable, so you never know in which direction the wind will shift. You can know with a bit of thinking, but it's still not easy to predict exactly whether it will be backing or whether it will veer, because there are often 2 pressure systems here interacting on the Bay of Biscay sky. Some of the lows that crossing from the Atlantic come here, although the outer edges of them not really close to the heart of the lows. So very rarely we get warm fronts here in the Bay of Biscay. Majority of the time it's only the cold front that is after the warm front comes here, and even that is quite weak. It's not as strong as in England. In England the rain is 100% guaranteed on the cold front. Here the wind dissipates it, because at the same time as the low pressure system that comes from the Atlantic, also the Azores high in the summer, they tend to spread out here. The outer edges of the Azores high spreads out here, which means that the winds are those winds from the high are dispersing the clouds of the low. So it's a bit of a complex situation synoptically in the sky of Bay of Biscay, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. In this video I would like to share how we would plan our passage to cross the Bay of Biscay, and I would like to share what we got right and what we got wrong. We got a few things right, for which I'm very pleased, but we also made some mistakes, and that costed us 2 days. And 2 days delay of crossing the Bay of Biscay could become very costly, because today is day number 7 of our crossing, and that's way too long. We're putting ourselves at the risk of experiencing stronger winds on Thursday. Today is Tuesday and we really have only 40 hours left to get to La Coruña. If we don't make it, then we'll be experiencing the strong winds exactly on the shallow edges of the continental shelf. We are approaching those shallows now in the next 20 miles, and yeah, we left it very tight. It would have been better if we were a bit more thoughtful and arriving at the port tomorrow, Tuesday. I beg your pardon, tomorrow is Wednesday lunchtime safely, and what it will work out is that we will arrive at the port Wednesday evening, which is really not ideal, but still better than arriving on Thursday. So let's crack on with this, and I'm gonna show you the map now, how we actually went ahead with planning the passage. So we left from Falmouth. The intention was to use this heading here to make progress both south and west, and after that to head down south, right? But on the day when we left, we got a forecast for Fitzroy area and for Seoul. This is Seoul and Fitzroy is this one, and they have very strong winds, so we had to change our plan and we had to head to Brest, and then from Brest head to La Coruña. We were faced with this very nasty southwesterly wind which was pushing us more inwards to France. But I had the conviction that it's better to suffer in the beginning rather than suffer towards the end when we are most tired. We used a lot of our fuel on the very first day because the wind was extremely unfavorable, and I underestimated that even if you're not tired, when the wind is against you for such a long passage, it will still demotivate you. So we were really run down. By the time we got to the traffic separation zone here, we were absolutely exhausted. We had done how many, look, that was 22nd of June by the time we ended here on the outskirts of the traffic separation zone. That was very long passage of a few days just to get ourselves there, and the reason for that was because we had a very unfavorable wind. However, despite that we were very tired, my conviction was good that our high pressure system was coming, because the Met Office app is quite good to predict winds, and I just knew that it was a matter of time before we start experiencing the northeasterly winds. That was on the 22nd of June when I plotted this position, and then on 23rd of June I have plotted, look only what small progress we made in 24 hours. So what happened is, on the 22nd of June, when we were outside the traffic separation zone, we are getting another southwesterly wind against us. Who would have thought? That was very difficult to digest, because by that time I was expecting the northeasterly winds, and we got very frustrated with that. So listen to that. We're getting a southwesterly wind, not allowing us to proceed exactly where we want to go. So how do we solve this problem? We start motoring against it, and we were absolutely obsessed with getting down south. We're not making any progress south. We're not making any progress south. Look, I have drawn here the meridian, which is the 6-degree meridian, and I had that obsession that we need to be going down south, forgetting that any gain due west is also very useful. So with that southwesterly wind, we managed to go a little bit south, but it was very uncomfortable. And look how much we progressed, only with these 10-15 miles just for the whole of 24 hours. We started getting winds that were pushing us to the west, and that was part of a low pressure system. We started getting a southeasterly wind that started pushing us to the west. So instead of me being happy that we're making progress west, I kept getting frustrated why we're not making progress south. And we didn't go along with that. We didn't go along with that southeasterly wind and make progress west, because that wind was pushing us more and more to the west. Instead of going along with that wind and going to the west, we actually used the engine again and were forcing our way down south. So what we didn't understand at the time is that the most important thing is not to get down south. The most important thing is to be at the diagonal, which means gaining west and gaining south, not just gaining south. I guess because we were so far away from Spain, I got that obsession that we need to be heading down south. But that was the wrong thinking. That was a big mistake which I made, because if we had allowed that southeasterly wind to push us more west, we wouldn't be wasting our day today. As you can see, my position for today, 27th of June, is here. So we're not really west enough. And that's all because of that kind of childish obsession that I developed, that we need to be making progress down south. And I really want to share that much better to gain southwest on this passage, to be exactly at the diagonal, instead of being obsessed with going down south. So that was very, very wrong thinking, and it's gonna cost us now another day. We could have been safely in La Corona tomorrow if the other day, on the 23rd of June, if we had allowed that southeasterly wind to push us to the west, we would have been in harbor tomorrow. And unfortunately, because of that mistake, we're gonna be in harbor much later tomorrow, or possibly even on Thursday morning. Some kind of a mental block that I got, that I completely didn't appreciate the gaining of west. So in total, we actually lost 2 days on this passage. The biggest loss was here, where we're using the engine, where we confronted with a southwesterly wind, and we started using the engine against it, and look how little progress we made. We used so much fuel, and we made only 10-15 miles progress in 24 hours, only because we had that obsession that we need to be going down south. So we wasted 1 day on that, and the second day that we wasted was later on, when the southeasterly wind started pushing us to the west. We didn't appreciate that at all, that we need to be going west as well, and we forced our way to go south, and we lost another day in that way. The good thing that I got right was that the high pressure system did arrive, although a little bit later. The high pressure system arrived yesterday, Monday the 26th of June, is when we started getting the first we got the northwest veering to north, and then north veering to northeast. That happened from the 25th in the evening, and then from the 25th in the evening, we actually started getting favorable winds. When the wind became north and northeast, we actually started sailing properly, and we started making a lot of progress. And finally, we started gaining west as well. So you can see, although not a lot, just a little bit. This is my position yesterday, this is my position today. We have gained a little bit of west, but mind you, the wind changed after that. The wind became, the wind started pushing us more to the east. The wind became more northerly at one point and started pushing us more to the east. So that was unfortunate, but that's because we left it at the last minute, and then at the last minute, when you need the right wing, it may not come. Now I do regret my mistake, but on the other hand, I tend to trust charts. These are official IMRE charts, and as you can see, that diagonal there is not here. It's not a recommended route. There is some other recommended route here. I don't know why it is recommended. I can only guess the reason why. It's because current which pushes you to the west. It's from east to west, and I guess this route relies on that current, that you'll get pushed to the west, and I actually rely on that current as well. We haven't got that close to the current yet. This is our position at the moment, so we're still not that close to the current that is known here along the coast. So we'll see. With some luck, that current will manage to push us west enough to enter La Coruña. But you know, it's not good that I'm leaving it so late, and also there are some shallows here, so hopefully we're not gonna get some northerly wind that is throwing us onto the shallows. So the most important is to understand that this diagonal here is the best course actually from Brest, from the outer zone of the traffic separation, the outer lane, which is for yachts, to here. This diagonal is actually the best course to cross the Bay of Biscay, not directly south what we did. And that one that is recommended, it depends on favorable conditions in Fitzroy and Seoul, two areas which are known to be not very easy, particularly Seoul. So geometrically it may look like a good route. We certainly got very attracted to it, but in terms of weather, you need to know what will be happening with the winds there, because personally I don't like sailing in very strong winds. So far so good. We have made the progress south that we wanted, and only now I'm realizing, well, where is west? We're far away from west. We're on the 6th degree of longitude at the moment. Here, 6 degree and 20 minutes of longitude, and we need to be another degree more to the west. So that is half a day or one day, it depends on the wind and whether that current does exist. So we wasted about 2-3 days on this passage with some wrong strategizing.